Hi, I'm Chris Wimmer. Welcome to Istanbul. I'm the Senior Trade Commissioner for Turkey, Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Turkmenistan. I had a conversation on Friday with Maud Kostin, actually about the health sector, but during our discussion, she told me that she'd be developing panels this week on the trade aid nexus and some of the things that people are doing in the field. So forgive me if this is not the most structured presentation. I haven't had a lot of time to prepare, but I wanted to obviously take the opportunity, and she asked me if I would, so I'm happy to oblige. So as I mentioned, I'm the STC here. I'm also a development economist. I studied my master's in development economics and undergrad in economics as well, concentrating on how to apply economics to the development field. I also lectured in China in development economics, and previous to this position, I also participated in the Asia Pacific International Officer Pilot Project, where I spent 8 months on the political side and 8 months on the development side in the Asia Pacific Bureau as a trade officer to learn how my colleagues work and to understand better how trade aid nexus can happen, and not only trade and aid, but also trade and political. So a bit of an amalgamated approach to a program, and trying not to silo everything we do in our programs and work together more closely. So while I was speaking with Maud, I mentioned the WIRE initiative that we had undertaken last year here. WIRE is an association, organization in Toronto, founded in Toronto, but has 9 offices in Canada as well. It's Women in Renewable Energy. This is a group that advocates for the role of women in senior executive positions in the energy sector, particularly renewable energy. I thought this was very interesting. I stumbled across them actually when I was looking for some of the associations representing renewable energy in Canada. And I thought, well, what a great organization. Not only do they advocate for the role of women, which goes well with our feminist foreign policy that Canada is pursuing currently, and not only does it meet sort of some of the climate change objectives, the climate action that we're trying to undertake has an educational aspect to it as well. So all these things lined up, I thought, well, how can we undertake an initiative that will align what we're doing in the field with our progressive trade agenda? So this seemed like a great opportunity. So I called Joanna Osway, who's the founder, and we started to discuss the Turkish market. And there are a lot of opportunities in the Turkish market in renewable energy. And a lot of these opportunities are actually in the future. They're upcoming. So it's a greenfield opportunity for a lot of Canadians, and I thought this would be a clear path to connect women entrepreneurs, women executives, and women working within bigger energy organizations to connect opportunities in the Turkish market. So as part of the Canada-Turkey Infrastructure and Energy Forum that we held last October, we had a WIRE launch where we brought together women working in the sector in Turkey at a high level, such as Güler Sabancı, who's the head of Sabancı, which is the second largest holding in Turkey, and also women in more entry-level roles who aspire to work in energy and renewable energy. It went very well. We had 50 women come together from the energy sector. So in this year, we'll actually put together a Turkey Secretariat. Now the initiative was successful, thus we are looking to expand it into Georgia and Azerbaijan as more of a regional initiative. And we also understand that I connected Joanna to a variety of trade commissioners around the world, and they're actually pursuing something similar in Jordan now. They're going to launch WIRE in Jordan, I believe, this year as well. Now they're doing it from their development program. We don't have a development program, but I am working closely now this year with our GR colleagues, our FPDS colleagues, because they've also signed agreements with, like the government of Azerbaijan, to try to empower women economically. So this also fits well into what they're trying to do, and we're going to try to work more closely together in some of the third countries that we have accreditation. So one of the things that's really interesting about the WIRE project is not only does it connect women across Canada and Turkey, but it also connects them within the region. And when I was speaking with one of the women from an organization called 100 Women in Azerbaijan, which is another organization that advocates for women, she had mentioned that sometimes it's easier to mentor women when it's cross countries, because you can imagine that there's not even enough women working in the energy sector at a high level in Canada that circle is getting really small. You move to a country like Azerbaijan, even though energy plays such an important role as one of the founding nations of oil. SOCAR is the largest company in Azerbaijan. There are a variety of women working there, but they're at lower levels. So when you have a small amount of women working together, she said to me, it can be difficult to get the right mentor because you sort of represent competition, versus when she participated in mentorships across countries, it functioned much better. So that's also an interesting aspect of how, this initiative can have connections not only across Canada and Turkey and Azerbaijan and Georgia, but also within the region with Jordan, and hopefully this will continue to expand. And women will grow stronger in that network, and women in Canada will be connected to those opportunities in those countries with the greater intelligence they get and from the networking that gets undertaken. Now, the educational aspect is there's a variety of exchanges and networking that can take place with the WIRE network. As I said, there's 9 offices across Canada. Turkey was their first international chapter. They have worked in other countries. We're hoping this, maybe global is ambitious, but spreads out even further and connects women across the world in a sector and advocates for them at a higher level to work at a higher level as executives. So in sum, that's what the WIRE initiative is. Thank you very much for your time. I know I'm probably leaving something out, but I'm happy to take the opportunity to speak about it anytime. Please reach out to me if needed. Thank you very much.